Singletary, 40, was appointed chief in April 2019 and leaves with 22 years of service. Deputy Chief Joseph Morabito, who oversees the department's Operations Bureau, announced his retirement after nearly 34 years with the police force. Also retiring was Commander Fabian Rivera. Deputy Chief Mark Simmons and Commander Henry Favor will both return to their previous rank of lieutenant, the department said. Rochester Mayor Lovely Warren addressed the news of the departures at a news conference. "I want to ensure our Rochester community that the Rochester Police Department will continue to serve and protect our residents and neighborhoods," she said. Chief Singletary will remain in charge of the department through the end of the month. "We have spoke about maintaining restraint through the ongoing protests we as all involved to remain peaceful." She noted earlier in the day that the chief was not asked to resign. Singletary's leadership had been questioned by Warren and local activists following the March 30 death of Prude, a week after he was arrested. An autopsy determined the 41-year-old died as a result of homicide by complications of asphyxia in the setting of physical restraint. Officers allegedly placed a spit hood over Prude and pressed his head onto the pavement for 2 minutes during a March 23 encounter that began when Prude's relatives called authorities to report he was experiencing mental health issues. Rochester Mayor Lovely Warren, left, speaks to the media during a press conference in Rochester, NY, last week where she announced the suspension of officers involved in the death of Daniel Prude. AP photo Adrian Kraus demonstrations have taken place in the city for several consecutive nights. Last week, Warren said Singletary told her Prude died from a drug overdose and did not inform her of the office's actions until August. In a Tuesday news release, Singletary said his actions were being mischaracterized. Warren noted that she believed Singletary did not try to cover up the office's actions. Calls and messages to the city and the Rochester Police Department from Fox News were not immediately returned. Anthony Romanucci, the attorney for Prude's children, applauded the departures. "The resignation of the police chief in Rochester is an important and necessary step to healing and meaningful reform in the community," he said in a statement. Clearly, the conduct of the officers in Mr. Prude's case was inhumane, and the subsequent cover-up was unacceptable. President Trump tweeted about the resignations while attempting to reaffirm himself as a law and order president. "Police chief, and most of the police in Rochester, NY, have resigned," he wrote. "The Democrat mayor and, of course, Governor Cuomo, have no idea what to do. New York State is a mess. No money, high taxes and crime, everyone fleeing." November 3.